Hey Beauts, welcome to Pretty Scary, the channel where I bring you easy to follow budget friendly tutorials to do at home. And happy Friday the 13th. Today it is day 13 of 31 days of Halloween and we have the epic poison ivy. Keep watching if you'd like to create this gorgeous look. No, I'm not naked. I am wearing something. See? Anyway, the first thing you must do is tape over your nipples if you are going to be doing a body paint, and then you must paint yourself green. I'm using a really pale green by Snazzaroo. It was the perfect shade for the base tone of my poison ivy. So I'm just painting all the skin that will be on show. If you prefer not to go the body painting route, because let's face it, you have to be quite daring, you could simply buy a poison ivy costume and just paint the skin that's on show, or you could wear a green vest top, a bikini top. Anyway, back to the tutorial. I'm using Germain by Laura Mercier, which is a deep green, to start carving out my cheekbones. I think I've mentioned before that when you're doing any kind of body painting or face painting look, simply choose a darker shade of whatever base shade you're using in order to contour. So I'm using Germain. I'm also using a dark bright green, which I'll show you in a moment, which was from H&M. So simply apply the colour and then blend out with a big fluffy brush. I'm carving out my cheekbones. I'm also carving out my temples. Don't be afraid to get your fingers in there to also help you to blend out. I'm also shading along my hairline, as I always do. Also along my chin and down my nose. Basically, you're just wanting to add all the shade and dimension back into your face, because painting it a flat shade, like I've done with this green, will basically flatten all your features out and take away any dimension. So I'm using Germain for the first part of the shadow, and then I'm using the bright green to just deepen that shadow. I'm also using these shades on my body, so I'm shading my collarbones, and I'm also shading in a very impressive cleavage, because poison ivy is meant to be extremely seductive. So yes, I wanted a nice big cosplay style cleavage for this look. Don't judge me. Now, I know I sound a little bit croaky today. I do have a cough, so I do apologise. I wheeze every time I breathe, which isn't pleasant, but I have work to do, so I haven't got time for that. Anyway, back to the tutorial. So you just saw me there shading my collarbones some more, and also shading along my shoulders. You just basically want to add depth and dimension wherever you feel you need it. Also shading along my jawline. Another bit of shading I always like to do is the corners of my mouth, because my mouth naturally turns down at the edges, which cause strangers in the street to say to me, "Smile, love, it might never happen." But I just want to turn to them and say that is just how my face looks, so I often shade the corners of my mouth just to lift the corners. Right, I'm using the same colours to shade my eyes. I'm creating a very dramatic smoky eye with those green shades. So just starting at the inner corner, really winging it out, and then bringing it under the eye and just slightly down in the inner corners as well, to create a gorgeous big smoky eye. Just applying that with a smaller brush and then blending out with a big fluffy brush. Just keep on shading with the different shades of green until you have the desired depth for your contours. There isn't really much explanation needed for these parts of the tutorial, so I would just allow you to watch and absorb and enjoy. And as if by magic, I am covered in ivy. I did this off camera to avoid any gratuitous boob shots. I simply ordered some cheap plastic ivy from eBay. I think it was a couple of quid. I cut up the leaves and glued them to my chest, and then I wrapped a vine around my neck as well and glued certain leaves down just to secure that. And then I just took some green body paint and I just started painting vines basically. So just go mad with the vines, paint them wherever you like. Try and make sure that it adheres to the contours of your body because this will look more aesthetically pleasing. Once you're happy with the number of vines, take your deep green and just smudge some of that shadow along those vines to give the illusion that they are creating a shadow on your skin. This makes them look more 3D and more dimensional. Moving back up to the eyes, I do of course have to do a liquid liner because I do like my liquid liner. I wear it most days when I'm wearing proper full makeup. So I'm just creating a big wing and also a wing on the inner corners to create that really lovely elongated cat's eye effect. I'm then curling my puny lashes and putting some mascara on. I only realised when I was editing a video the other day just how puny my lashes are. Anyway, moving on. I'm then taking NYX Cherry Skies, which I do use in a lot of my tutorials because it is such an epic shade, and I'm just slightly overlining my lips and just colouring them in with that lovely liquid lipstick. There we go, there it is. And also using a red, which I'm just using to smudge in the middle to create a kind of ombre effect, and then using this lovely coral shade also by NYX right in the centre to create even more of an ombre effect, and then just gluing on some false lashes and taking some deeper shades of eyeshadow in sort of grey browny tones just to deepen that smoky eye because I felt that the greens were not just quite cutting it. Incidentally, that ombre look on the lips, it's a really good idea to do this if you're using a really deep shade, as it does make the lips look a little bit fuller. So there we go, I just added a bright red wig and then we are done. I hope you like this poison ivy look. I loved this one, I was really pleased with it. I just painted my fingers green, by the way, as you can see there. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button below. Please don't forget to subscribe and join me tomorrow for day 14. Thanks for watching. Love ya.